can't believe we're into September already. I hope everybody had a good summer, had a chance to go on some good vacations. My absolute favorite thing to do on vacation is to go on cruises. As a matter of fact, the very first time I tried stand-up comedy was at an open mic night on board the Carnival cruise ship, the Pride. And as excited as I was to do it, when it came to the night of the show, I was a nervous wreck, almost to the point I didn't go on. And the professional comedian, he was a big help. He tried to settle me down. But it was the time I spent on board with the captain that night before the show that got me to calm my nerves. It was the captain that got me past my anxiety. Yup, you spend about an hour with a bottle of Captain Morgan's, not too much is gonna bother you. So I am Baltimore's oldest new comedian, and I found that getting older stinks. Even watching TV has become depressing to me, especially the commercials. It seems like they're all geared towards people in my age group, and if it's not a commercial for an arthritis medication, it's a commercial for a medication for people with sexual issues. And it's got me confused. I mean, should I be trying to relieve stiffness or achieve stiffness? As I've aged, I've also found out that I pay more attention to the news these days. And besides the quote-unquote normal crap that goes on, there's some really bizarre things out there in the news. For example, and I am not making this up and I have documentation to prove it. Recently, there was a lady in Cincinnati that got pulled over by the police because the car window tinting that she had was too dark. Police officer walks up to the car, her driver's window's partially down, he looks in, and you know what she was doing? She was actively engaged with a vibrator. I kid you not. While watching a porno, and she had a crack pipe on the seat of her car. Seriously. Now, at least she wasn't texting while driving, because they say that is dangerous. The whole thing almost had a whole other outcome for her. She almost got off. At least the news in the Gulf of Mexico has gotten better. Yeah, they fixed the hole, or they stopped the leak, or whatever. And I've got to admit, I was amazed at the technology that allowed me to go from any computer with internet access to watch what was going on live a mile underneath the water in the Gulf of Mexico. But I've always been kind of a technology junkie. And the place I work for, they're very much into technology themselves. They've even brought technology into the bathroom at work. Okay. Now, first they gave us the automatic toilet flushers. Then they gave us the automatic faucets. And recently they installed automatic soap dispensers in the bathrooms. And I'm telling you, I think if they ever install automatic shakers at the urinals, I may never leave the restroom. This is a friendly crowd, I can tell. I feel comfortable to you guys. And I'm going to share something that happened to me today that was, it was upsetting. Matter of fact, I almost didn't make it here today. This afternoon, I was trying to remember somebody's phone number. And I thought maybe if I scrolled through the caller ID on the home phone, I'd be able to find it. Well, in scrolling through the caller ID, I kept seeing this number come up. I didn't recognize the number, and I didn't recognize the man's name that was associated with it. So I went and I asked my wife who it was, if she knew. She became very evasive and wouldn't give me a straight answer. So that got me suspicious, and I started investigating it. Well, I think the married guys here can back me up on this. My worst fear had come true. For the last 2 weeks, my wife of 26 years has been going around behind my back and speaking with a home improvement contractor. Yeah, she wants to do a major remodeling job on the house. If only she was having an affair, that wouldn't have been a problem. But this is going to cost me some money. And I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, I should have seen this coming. I come home at night, what do? I catch her watching Home and Garden Channel. She makes these trips to Lowe's and Home Depot. And just last week, she brought home fabric swatches. But to be realistic and honest, I know I cannot fulfill all my wife's needs. I'm 50, I'm bald. I mean, sure, I have a decent job and I can do my own taxes, but I totally lack carpentry skills. I can't hang sheetrock, so to get her needs met, she has to go outside our marriage. I don't know. So do you end it all because of something like that? I don't think so. I think you need to find a compromise. So I've asked her, can you at least sleep with the guy and try to get us a better price? Obviously, marriage and my wife, they're a big part of my material. And my wife is a good sport about it. And the other day we were talking about the fact that I'm doing comedy more and more and I'm up in front of audiences. And I said to her, you know, I think I need to do kind of a makeover. Maybe some new clothes. And I'm even thinking of going to a cosmetic surgeon and getting some liposuction done. So she turned to me and she said, well, you know, while you're at the surgeon, why don't you ask him about a penile implant? I was like, what the hell do I need a penile implant for? Not like I'm using the thing. She said, because then you could be an even bigger dick. I do get asked a lot of questions about my wife, and one of the most common is, what does she do for a living? And I tell people she's a buyer at Macy's. And the initial reaction is, wow, that's really a great job being a buyer at Macy's. I said, no, you don't get it. That's not her job. That's just what she does a lot of the time, buying things at Macy's. She's also a buyer at Saks and Lord & Taylor. She does like to shop. A few years ago, somebody stole her credit cards. I didn't even bother reporting it to the police. The thief was spending less money than she was. Anyway, that's my time for tonight. My name's Rob. You can friend Rob the Comedian on Facebook.